In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
A bit of a delay.
I felt like that was a deliberate delay for some reason.
Chris, broadcasting live from Canada.
Yeah, that
Chris?
was you. Nick.
No,
Nick.
you, Nick.
You.
There was
I'm
a
talking
delay.
about Nick, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Stop it. The thing you're doing, stop it. That's not funny.
Oh, very amusing.
It's like on the news when they're talking to Australia and then they talk over each other and it's brilliant.
And they look so stupid.
Yeah.
Well, yes, we get enough of that in the raw audio. This just sadly, in the current situation and recording remotely once again. Listeners, I'm parting the curtain here.
Well, John's for the full knowledge of the audience has been complaining seconds before we were due to record tonight.
I've never complained about anything in my life.
Well, about the fact that Nick and I have had problems accessing Skype, which sounds like a problem with Skype rather than Nick and I, to be honest.
The Skype lawyers are going to be on us if we talk too much negative about Skype, particularly on Zoom.
You know that thing about
how ironic.
You know that thing about Occam's razor, and like the simplest answer is probably the actual one.
Sure.
Like I can either choose to believe that Mr. Gates, Mr. William Gates, Billiam Gates churned out an inferior product, or the two of you are just incompetent. I don't know what's more likely.
Have you ever heard of the Zune, John?
The Zune.
Zune was their poor man's iPod and therefore went defunct, and that was made by Bill Gates.
He made it himself on his own.
He made it himself out of brawn.
I think he made it out of iron. Did you ever actually see a Zune?
No. The only time I've ever seen a Zune properly that wasn't in a commercial, and this sort of was a commercial, was in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh, yes. There's one in that.
I have completely forgot. Was there? I've completely forgotten.
They give Quill a Zune at the end, and it's like, this is supposed to be the most high-tech gadget on Earth. And that's
quite a funny joke, actually.
That's the joke, yeah.
Right. Didn't it have a gimmick? And Nick, as our kind of resident handheld games console expert,
oh, here we go.
Wasn't there a version of the Game Boy where it had a kind of like close-range infrared trading thing where you could like hold them very close together and they'd beam?
Yeah, the Game Boy Color had an infrared little jobby.
Well, didn't the Zune have that?
Did it? What to trade music?
For what purpose?
For trading music.
Oh.
Which is highly illegal.
This is the halcyon days of 2007. Like anything, it was a lawless wasteland. Anything was possible.
If they could go back and change one thing about the mess we're in right now, it would be the Zune's infrared music trading capability. Because that ruined everything.
It's like when a butterfly flaps its wings.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened with the Zune's infrared system.
What, like?
Napster was born.
It's the early days of the home music player wars, and Microsoft's taken a few hits, but they're going to make it back. And then a butterfly lands on like the production machine, and I don't know, like it just flicks.
Accidentally makes it infrared.
It flicks the gentlest switch, and
Oh no!
Printed 100,000 Zooms.
Now it's got an infrared system. I'll leave it in. What's the worst that could happen?
No one's going to buy it anyway. It won't matter. What's weird is. This is a coincidence. I don't know. The only person I've ever known to be excited about and own a Zune was somebody I knew in Canada.
Oh.
This was 2007. This was the peak. Zune was in its prime. We had no idea what was coming.
Peak Zune.
And weirdly, his ex-girlfriend added me on Facebook today.
How about that?
Coincidence?
How about
That's
that?
weird. Yeah.
Full circle, mate. Full circle.
It's one of those things where she was like, "Hey, haven't Having spoken to you or heard from you in like a decade, I see you're married. How are things?
It's almost like you moved on with your life.
And you replied with, and does your ex still have his Zune?
Yeah. You should ask, yeah.
It's a bit of a touchy subject. I believe that's why they separated, actually. It was the Zune. But he was so... I remember seeing his Zune, and it was like, I didn't know any better. Facebook, you could still put like widgets on your page in those days, so God knows.
Oh my God, yeah.
So, but yeah, it looked like a legit piece of kit. It looked.
What did it look like? Actually, I'm going to Google it right now. How do you spell it?
Wasn't it like just a handheld gadget with essentially a mini TV screen?
It
looked a lot like an iPod, surely.
It was thick. I seem to remember, like it was
girthy.
Yeah, it was a girthsome Zune, and it was like I seem to remember it being like about an inch thick, kind of like hewn from raw titanium. It looked very chunky.
It would stick out in your pocket if you put it in your pocket.
Yeah, and he had it in Zune.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, actually, it looks quite cool. Actually,
he had it in like
I knew Nick would like it.
It looks a lot like an iPod though. Like,
isn't the only thing about an iPod that's sort of got a patent on it the wheel?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Initially, it was they couldn't copy the wheel.
But it looks like they're trying to, because they've got a circular button at the bottom that obviously is trying to look. So it's like, it's so that your grandma would accidentally buy you a Zune.
For legal reasons, it was an oval.
Yes, exactly.
They're like,
a slight ovoid.
We can't do it. We can't do a ring. Shit. That's why we have the Microsoft Pentagon.
Yeah.
It's like, this is so angular.
Yeah.
This
The
is so
5-point control
inconvenient.
system from Billiam Gates. Yeah.
I remember
nice,
the one Zune I've physically seen, he had it in a like a leather kind of flappy case, so you'd open it like a Rolodex and go like, oh,
that's very 2007, isn't it?
It's highly early 2000s. That's garbage. It sounds like garbage to me.
I believe the idea was that you'd go to work in your office and
I would.
Well, yeah, Nicholas, a young Nicholas, you'd walk into your office and you'd go, hello, hello, Chamberlain. That's a lovely. What's that in your pocket? Oh, that's a Zune. I also have a Zune. Would you like to trade an MP3?
Yes, certainly.
Yes,
I have Killing in the Name of. What will you give me for that?
I have Ra Ra Rasputin by Boney M.
Seems like a fair trade, my boy.
Yeah.
Ideal. So let's stand in very close proximity for 30 minutes while the file.
I say, Chamberlain, wouldn't it be easier just to get a really long wire? Yes, it would.
Or I don't know, maybe I'll just lend you my CD and you lend me yours. I mean, that's still better today, and we have infinitely better technology than the Zune had, and CD sharing is still better, my boy.
Wasn't the process of ripping CDs onto your laptop, in hindsight, an absolute pain in the ass?
But
God,
it felt so exciting.
I remember seeing the progress bar when you were ripping music off a CD was just like, I can't believe I'm about to own this album, and my friend paid for it, and I didn't. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I can't believe I'm getting away with this.
Or I
remember a long time ago, I had a hard drive filled with music I had either ripped off my own CDs or friends' CDs, or downloaded highly illegally off of LimeWire or something like that.
I remember LimeWire.
And then I had about 30 gig of music, which I was really proud of this collection. And then this friend of my brother's came round and he was like, "Can I just copy that hard drive?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
That's my music.
That's my life's work.
Yeah, that took
this
me
is who I am.
Days. And he just wanted to nab all of it in one go. I was like, I had to watch that bar go up countless times. Yeah. And I put in the fucking time for that, boy.
It was such a strange time because I'd go out and buy like, I don't know, the latest White Stripes CD. And then I'd rush home with a kind of like boyish glee, run to my laptop and instantly rip it. And I'd be like...
never use the CD again.
Yeah, and never use a CD again. It's like... I just listen to all my music in a Windows Media Player, you know?
Surely it became the case that people would just return the CDs. That must have been a thing.
Yeah. I never thought about doing that.
Yeah, no, I never thought.
Could have saved myself hundreds.
Yeah.
Fuck. I've got all these CDs that I'm sitting on as furniture.
It was more like I just became obsessed with like organizing the music. It like
that sounds about right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It'd be like, it meant more to me that I had, as Nick said, like a 30 gig of music, which I never listened to. But I was like, but I've got it, and it's all alphabetical.
And it's mine. It's like a fucking dragon sitting on a pile of gold. That's how it was. But I remember my good friend Dave. He was a very powerful figure in the music collection scene, if you will. And he was obsessed with his collection to the point that he had to get the album artwork. So even if he'd obtained the music somewhat illegally, that is to say, he didn't buy the CD. Because if you ripped the CD, obviously you got the artwork with it when it appeared in your whatever. But if you got it from somewhere else, you might not. So then he'd have to go all the holes in his collection. He'd have to go looking on Google or whatever to find the artwork.
I used to do
that.
I
never gave a shit that much. No, I never.
I did. No, I did. But it's weird because when you know, in ancient days when they suddenly were like, why don't we just cut out the middleman and you could just download an MP3.
Sell music
and I was like, this is sacrilege. No, like, you know, we've got.
It'll never catch on. It'll never catch on.
It took the edge away. That's why.
I know, but I was genuinely like, no, physical media or nothing. Like, I've got to hold it in my hand for a split second before I rip it, or it doesn't exist. And now, like, the last guy, do either of you actually own an iPod?
No,
they don't do iPods anymore.
Do iPods not exist?
What, you just can't buy an iPod anymore?
Because they basically became. No, they basically just became iPhones. So the iPhone is just what they make now, and it's basically an iPod.
I didn't know that.
So they don't do iPods anymore. But I did.
I
have
had
an
an
iPod. I had two
iPod
iPods.
Nano.
That is to say, one after another.
I think at one point I had a Nano.
Yeah, I had a Nano. Yeah.
Was that one of the?
Yeah,
was that like the one that looked like a kind of slim rectangle?
And it had a colour screen. It had a colour screen.
And it advertised itself as big.
That was great. That was a great time in my life.
Yeah, and it said you could play videos.
You could,
like music videos, but the memory on it was very small.
You could download one music video.
I didn't have
music.
that.
Your music, yeah.
You see, I didn't have that version. I had a black iPod Nano, which had a screen like a Game Boy camera. Like it didn't, none of that video shit. Couldn't do anything. It was just,
Oh yes, I'm looking it up now. iPod Nano first generation.
Was it really? That was the last one I owned. Within the last 10 years, when I first started getting into podcasts, I remember doing this like once a week. I'd fire up my desktop, get the hand crank out, get it going. And like I'd open up iTunes and I'd go, what are the latest podcasts? And I'd find the ones I liked and I would download like 8 and then I'd plug in my iPod Nano and I'd wait like 18 minutes while it like added.
So wait, you were listening to podcasts in like 2005?
Big time.
No.
No, I think that sounds about right, John. That sounds about right because when we did our Great British tour and we did a loop around the country, effectively,
that was 2009.
Was it 2000? All right, whatever. 2009. we were listening to the Chris Moyles Show podcast on that trip, and that was on a iPod that was connected to one of those tapes you used to put in a tape deck.
Oh my god, yes, to play the music
on the end.
Yeah,
oh my god, tune it in. Yeah.
I can't believe those existed.
Weirdly, I found myself thinking about Chris Moyles the other day, and I was thinking to myself, where is he now?
Yeah,
what's he up to?
He has got a breakfast show somewhere.
He's on Radio X or something, isn't he?
So that's it, yeah. He's on like a commercial radio station doing a breakfast show. But who cares?
You've moved on.
Yeah.
I remember I used to quite enjoy the old Chris Moyles breakfast show.
Yes.
I do remember, I think the moment I started going off it was when he ended up having a massive argument with, who used to do the weather? Was it Dom? Did Dom do the weather?
I think they used to take the piss out of Dom for getting it wrong all the time.
Well, the bit that, I think when I started going off it, when I was like, when you have this massive argument with, I want to say Dom is one of his co-presenters.
But Dom is on the Radio X show.
Well, they clearly patched it up because Chris Moyles couldn't or wouldn't understand how a car on a hot day could be hotter than the air around it.
Right.
because you say, he's trying to explain to him. It's like, well, it's 28 degrees outside, but it'll be hotter in a car. And he's like, why will it be hotter in a car? Well,
science.
Because it's like, it's absorbing heat. He goes, so that car might be like 35 degrees. That doesn't make any sense. No, I think it does. I think it does, Chris.
And greenhouse effect, Chris.
It just became this kind of like blazing argument on the air.
That's
and I was
weird.
like, that's just an odd energy on the show
man.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, he was quite belligerent like that sometimes, wasn't he? No, I mean, he's not dead. I mean, I don't mean to talk about him in the past tense. No. I think he's alive.
What else is going on, John?
Could I give
apart from Zunes and Radio 1?
Well, I actually, it's funny you mention I have two updates I'd like to give you.
Hit me.
Holy
One
shit.
is an update on the perfectly square hole situation.
Oh yeah.
It is now. No, yes, it is gone. One perfectly square hole turned into a line of square holes. Some might call it a rectangle.
Yeah.
And
I believe I've seen a photograph of this.
Yeah, so I finished the path in the garden, and last weekend in gale force winds, which was an interesting time to try and do it. I went out and I laid gravel, made myself a nice little path. I'm quite proud of that. So yeah, so that's the perfectly square hole update. And
thank God,
wonderful.
The other update is a slightly spooky occurrence.
Oh my God, what?
Well, I've had a bit of a bad back recently.
Oh my God, it's uncanny.
That's not spooky because that's just real life. That's
cool.
the real horror is that I live like this.
Yeah, no one cares though.
But I woke up. That's the spookiest. That's the scariest part. I woke up at about 5:30 the other day.
That's not spooky.
No, it's a little early even for me.
The witching hour.
I did wake up a little early because my back was hurting me, and I was like, "Oh, ow, that's a bit sore."
Ooh.
And I got up and I went to the toilet like you do, and I didn't bother turning the light on because I know I can do it all by. I'm 34. I can do it all by touch at this point.
And darkness is where the ghouls live.
And I went to the bathroom for our American listeners, and then as I was stepping back onto the landing in pitch black, there was a line of light on the floor.
Don't believe you.
Leading to the afterlife.
No. Just like it was only like 30 centimeters long. There was a line of light on the floor.
Did you leave a ruler on the floor?
No. Maybe if I explain it slower.
Okay.
There was a line of light on the floor.
Explain it to me again, but on Skype.
And I waved. Oh, for the love of.
The phone's going off
going,
now.
John.
This is very unprofessional.
John, that's the phone. Is that a ghost?
John, get the phone.
Hello?
Wait,
get the phone,
I'm sure my lovely wife will get it.
Seems as though she has.
Okay. Let's leave that in. That's real. That's authentic. Yeah.
I don't think there's any point editing that out. It's ringing again, John.
Maybe it's a ghost.
Okay.
I think we should leave that in.
Let's leave it in. Right. Okay. So
it gives it that homely feel.
Okay. So there was a line of light on the floor.
So there was a ruler on the floor.
Two-dimensional, like a slit of light on the floor.
Sure.
And I thought to myself, that's unusual. Where's that coming from?
Yeah. You would, to be fair.
And I thought maybe it's coming through a window because sometimes the neighbor.
That would be my.
Sometimes the neighbors
thought,
have like a big light on. Maybe it's coming through.
Sure.
So my eyes were a little kind of bleary because I'd woken up and it was dark. I didn't have my glasses on.
And you were hammered.
I was wasted as ever. So I put my hand over the light to track it. You know what I mean? Like where you can't quite tell where the light's coming from. So I lifted my hand to see where the beam of light was coming from. So I was able to like kind of trace it in the dark, and my hand started getting higher and higher and higher.
Right.
And I looked up, and I was under the attic.
Oh no.
Hatch.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck this.
This went from so boring to so exciting so quickly.
That is I already don't like this.
The light was on in the attic.
Oh no!
Oh
And I-
no!
And I thought to myself,
Fish heads.
I thought to myself,
are we speaking to your evil twin at the moment?
I thought to
And
myself,
you're in the attic.
I was like, oh, Daryl's gotten out, and
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, well, I'd very briefly been in the attic like a couple of days ago. I put some chairs up in the attic, and I thought,
Oh god!
silly year,
Silly John.
better
Yeah.
never turn the light off.
Classic John, that.
So I reckon, okay, so the light's just been on for a couple of days. That's silly. I'll fix it in the morning. And I thought to myself, well, I don't know. I'm not going to open the hatch now because I'll wake Lucy up. So I'll just leave it and I'll fix it in the morning. So went back to bed.
No.
Following morning, once Lucy was awake,
I know what's going to happen here.
well,
I think I know too.
Brace yourself.
Yeah,
Looked in the attic. Light's not on.
that's bullshit.
Oh,
Did you go in the attic though?
I did not. I went in the attic about an hour ago. Just to
Okay.
check. I don't know what I was looking for.
I don't
if I'm
know.
hon-
I don't know why you do it
Well,
when it's dark. Frankly,
I mean, I would go up to check. I don't know what I'd be looking for either, but I'd go up to check.
I would go in the daytime though.
Well, the thing about attics, Rev, is that they're generally dark
No,
all the time.
not my attic. There's a big hole in the roof.
Uh-oh.
And that's the price you pay. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're wet and cold.
That's
all
the price
time.
you pay for not getting haunted.
I've heard too many stories, that is to say one, and that's too many, about
Yeah.
people living in people's attics and people in the house not being aware.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For me to not leave that to chance. And I don't know what I'd do if I got up there and there was a chap just like, good morning. And he was there in his bed, you know, with his little nightcap on, just like, excuse me, I'm changing.
What would be worse?
Here we go.
If you right. So if you're actually like, there's a ghoul up there and it goes, "Whoa!" at
Okay,
you.
that's
Or
option one.
there's like a middle class gentleman in his bed in his nightcap and he just goes, "Good morning."
That's worse.
What would be worse? Yeah.
Because the middle-aged gentleman, to me, that means he's been there a while. And that is an issue.
Yeah, that
And he probably has rights as well.
He probably has
Yeah.
rights. Of course he does. Yeah, the ghoul doesn't have any rights because ghouls
Ghoul
don't
has
have rights.
no rights because it
There were
died.
there's no such thing as ghoul rights, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Well, the exciting conclusion to this story
There's more.
is no, there isn't really. But like
Boo.
when I checked him that morning, like I lifted that. It's not like I looked up and was like, oh, there's no light on. Like I did like I lifted the hatch and had a
Sure.
little look around, and it was pitch black. So I was like, okay, so there's no light on in there.
Easy to hide in the pitch black though.
But then, like I said, in the last hour or so, I went up there to check. And again, checking for what? I don't
am I
know what
checking
I was
for?
expecting. But I climbed up the ladder and turned the light on, and of course, it's completely empty.
Aside from the
It
ghoul,
would be. That's
it was
exactly what a ghoul would want you to think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that ghoul is pretending to be a box or something.
All you know now is that there isn't a middle class gentleman up there.
Yeah.
Well, there would be no room for a middle class gentleman,
Okay,
at least.
fine.
I can say that much.
Is that because you have a small attic or because you have so much stuff up there that there's no chance for anyone to be?
We don't have a lot of stuff. I just know that speaking as a middle-aged gentleman now.
Not a middle class one, though.
Were we saying middle class or middle age?
I said
remember.
middle class, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, as a like the most middle of middle class people, I like stuff, you know. So I wouldn't be able to survive up there without, you know, accoutrement.
Stuff.
But I did. I don't really know what was going through my head, but I climbed up the ladder, and I turned the light on, and I kind of sat on the edge for a bit and just kind of stared at my empty attic. And then I turned the light off for a bit. Again, don't really know what I was expecting, but I just sat there in darkness for a bit. And then I turned the light on again. And of course,
There was nothing.
there's nothing either way.
Yeah.
Where is the light switch? Is it in the attic?
It's right by the hatch. It's in the attic, yeah.
Okay.
But it's the other side of the door.
Yeah, it's inside. yeah.
There's no way you could have accidentally switched it on or not.
No.
That's
No. Fine.
yeah, that's worse. That
Yeah.
suggests that whatever is in there Because there's something in there. Let's get down to brass fucking tacks,
There's definitely something in there. There's
something living in your attic, and whatever it is, it turned the light on, and that itself is an issue because it knows what light switches are and how to operate them. So we can definitely assume it's got hands and a brain of some kind. I think.
The only other reasonable explanation is that you weren't awake and you dreamt all this.
Yes, that's
the only other reason. But it's more likely there's a ghost living in your attic.
Or a ghoul of some kind.
But would a ghost
some
have
kind of threatening presence?
But would a ghost have any need for a light?
Well, A, it wouldn't need a light, and B, it wouldn't be able to switch the light on even if it wanted to, unless it had poltergeist abilities. And even then, it would have to throw like a mug or something at the switch, because I don't think it can operate a switch. It has to throw shit at it.
Well,
isn't it amazing that ghosts usually do really mundane things?
Yes.
If you were a ghost, wouldn't you do something cool like, I don't know, run up a roller coaster?
Or actually manifest and just go, I'm a ghost.
Or you go on This Morning and talk to Holly and Phil and get a big payday.
You find me a scientist.
Hi, I'm a ghost. Like, I can prove it. Here I am. Try and touch me.
Yeah.
And isn't it weird that ghosts are always drawn to the kind of cranks who go sit in abandoned houses?
Yeah.
Isn't that
it's weird, isn't it?
That's weird, isn't it?
Like a ghost never just walks up to the Royal Academy and goes, "Hi guys, funny, I'm an actual ghost. Perhaps together we could work this out. You know, you and I."
The reason is because no scientists have died yet. The instant a scientist dies, he'll become a ghost, and then he'll be like, "Oh, well, I'll obviously want to help other scientists study me." But because none have died yet,
Hi,
you can't.
Hi, it's me, your colleague, Bill.
Hello, it's me, Colin.
I can help you now because I understand both the paranormal and the normal, and we can fuse that together to create a better world. Let's go.
Let's begin.
Yeah. I should say that Lucy did wake up early yesterday. It was her turn.
My God.
And she said, I woke up because I heard a big crash in the night.
You're kidding me.
No, this is not. This is all real. And she said, I got up and I walked around the house, couldn't find anything, so I went back to bed.
And that was the poltergeist throwing things at the light switch, trying to replicate what happened the first time, which seemed to be chance to him. But now he's like, well, I can turn lights on. I can't remember how I did it, though.
The thing is, like, based on this evidence and you know, the expert panel we've assembled here today, we can all agree with 100% certainty that there is a ghoul, a poltergeist, or some kind of house spirit, like a bogart, or something from the Eastern, maybe something from a Shinto.
Like a yokai or something.
Yeah, like a yokai, like a benevolent spirit of the house, or
indeed,
or my house was wired by an absolute cowboy.
Which may be true.
which we know is partially true.
We'll never know for sure which it is.
I like the idea that a rogue cowboy electrician decided to put your attic light on a timer that only comes on once every 32 weeks or something.
Well,
for 10 minutes, and it happened to be at the time when you were awake having gone for a pee.
Yeah, and he does this to everyone's houses.
Well, the thing I would say in defense of that is we have like a little pantry, which is basically just like
I like that pantry. It's very good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just like a walk-in cupboard kind of thing.
Yeah.
No door, and it's got like a little cheap pool light in it, and that is wired.
And when you pull that, it toots a horn somewhere in the house.
It makes
when you pull that, it awakens the ghoul.
But like, you give a little tug on that, and this cheap little light comes on, like you'd imagine in like a primary school or any kind of like public building. It's really cheap and nasty. Sure. And that is supposedly wired to an emergency circuit.
Okay.
So if there's ever a power cut, that light comes on.
So your pantry, you can still see in your pantry if the power goes down.
Again,
that's the main thing, isn't it?
I don't know why that's the case, but I do know that sometimes we'll just be going about our business and the light will just come on in the pantry.
Oh, no.
For no reason.
Yeah.
And then
at all, I don't think.
A couple of minutes later, it will turn itself off.
Maybe just the electrics of your house are haunted. So the house itself isn't haunted, but whatever presence, whatever ghoulish figure inhabits your house, purely inhabits the conduits that connect your electrical devices to
Maybe the house is remembering when the lights used to be switched on and off.
Sure.
So they don't actually do come on and off when you switch them on and off, but when in some sort of order that they used to be switched on and off in the past.
Before the incident.
Think about it. Think about that. Dwell on that.
Or we could do our show.
Well, we could do our show, yeah. So
we're only half an hour into the episode.
This is good. We're warming up the earbuds.
Yes, that's true. We are.
Well, who's got a hate then? Who's got a hate?
Oh, do one.
All right.
Okay.
Well, because I'm feeling festive.
Oh, what? I haven't even had my birthday
I'm
yet.
not really.
Let my birthday come, and then we feel fucking festive.
That's sort of the problem. My hate is people saying to me, "What do you want for Christmas?"
Oh, what do you want for Christmas, Chris?
What do you want for Christmas in September and October and November?
I don't know.
Now I appreciate the thought
that
they want to get me something nice that I'll enjoy for Christmas, but fuck me. Come on.
The problem, particularly being...
I don't know what I want for Christmas in September.
This is the thing, because we're adults now. When I was a child, I spent the whole year thinking about what I was going to get for Christmas. Because that was the only time I got something cool, okay? Like, remotely good. Excluding birthday, of course.
Sure.
But, like, now I'm an adult. Like, if you ask me in June what I want for fucking Christmas, I'll be like, well, I might get that thing because I can just afford it now because I have a job.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. That was something I was going to say. Thing is, anything I want that's reasonably priced, I'll just buy it. The only thing I can ask you to buy for me is something I can't afford.
Yeah, I'll have a fucking Lamborghini, please, Mum.
And I've got a disposable income, so there's not that much I can't afford these days.
Oh God!
Not on a Chris Ray salary.
We've reached
not on the show called Hate.
We've reached a whole new level of privilege. Privilege warning.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I can't afford.
But people do ask me in September, and genuinely, someone has asked me in June, what do you want for Christmas? Good God. I do not know. The only thing I want for Christmas is to eat and drink too much that I can barely move on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Do you even if someone asked you the day before Christmas, and I guess kind of tying into what you said, Rev, do you just find it really hard to answer? Like
big time.
Yeah, massively.
Big time.
I'm clearly a very content person, which is quite odd because I'm so restless all the time. But I never seem to. I don't really want anything. I don't like.
No,
I mean, the things I generally want are pretty fucking cheap most of the time. Like I want a book, or like in the rare cases I get some expensive retro handheld device of some kind. But like, I'm not going to ask someone to spend fucking 300 quid on something like that. That's something I'll save up for over a year or whatever. Like, that's not. So yeah, it's like, oh, you can get me the latest volume of this if you like. It's like, that's £4, Nick. It's like, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, perfectly happy.
Matter. That saves you money. I'm doing you a favour.
Save me £4.
But I thought, I do an Amazon list throughout the year, and this year there are 4 things on my Amazon list. One of them's a book. One of them's a small bottle of my favourite whiskey. One of them's a beer.
One beer.
And one of them is a model of Darth Maul, which is about £7, I think. And that's it. That's all that's on my list. And I've just said, here's my list.
But one person could get all 4 of those things, and then everyone else is screwed.
4 of those things if they wanted to, and then everyone else is screwed. So someone texted me last night. I won't name them. My sister texted me last night and said, "Oh, your Christmas list isn't very full. Is there anything else I can get you?" Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
because I've put what I want on my list. In the end, I ended up saying we could do with some kitchen scales, but I can afford those. I really wanted to.
No, see, that's you've crossed the line now. See, this is what I refuse to do when I enter into the situation of what do you want for Christmas? Oh fuck, I can't think of anything. If someone says to me then, oh well, what do you need? I'll be like, no, this is an opportunity to get something cool, like a toy or a comic or something rad. I'm not going to waste this opportunity on some fucking cutlery. Like, I will not cross that line, but at the same time, I can't think of any...
The problem I've got is that I'm a 34-year-old man, and people will end up buying me something they would buy for your average 34-year-old man, which is often very boring. Whereas I'm a very young / childish 34-year-old man, and I would rather have a Megazord I could build from scratch than let's say a nice jumper.
John got very excited about Megazord there.
Oh my god, I'd kill for a Megazord.
I would. I'd love a Megazord on Christmas Day to build.
I'd
love that.
My family are often at a bit of a loss, I think, at what to get me.
Yeah,
and
mine too, I think.
And again, like I kind of like being like that kind of simple pleasures. I'd be so happy with just a book or like a bit of Lego. But But at the same time, I'm like, you have known me for like 34 years now. Just a comic.
Yeah.
Like,
if in doubt, just get me a comic. I'll probably be all right with that. Yeah.
But as a kid, I had some great Christmases where I got some cool stuff. Like, I got a Megazord when the original Megazord came out. I got a Tracy Island.
I was going to say, I remember you having a Megazord.
You lucky bastard.
I got a TV one year. We got a family computer another year, stuff like that. And I've got some great memories of all that. But now, I just give me the pigs in blankets. Seriously. Just give me the food.
That's the thing, actually. When it comes to Christmas now, the thing I'm most excited for is the food.
Yeah.
Like 99% of what I'm excited for is the food.
Give me something where I can consume it within a day or a week, and that I don't have to worry about storage afterwards. Because,
because you don't want to go up in the attic.
Yeah, God knows. I'm running out of crucifixes. I can't go up there. Jesus. Like, I think Christmas never got better for me than the days when you'd get like, and I don't mean like a little bit of Lego. It's when you get like
a shit ton,
a big Lego set. Yeah, it'd be like a Lego. It's not a Lego policeman and a bike. You know, no. This is not a Lego spaceship, and I'm like, this is amazing. I can spend.
But even now, that sounds good.
Building it.
I'm getting excited at the thought of that.
Amazing, yeah.
And yet, I wouldn't ask for it. Now, why is that? Maybe this is our moment to turn things around. Because I remember a Christmas, John, as well, on your Lego thing, where we got the space train set. So it was like it had a motorized train, but it was all space themed, and it had all the like neon shields and all the little spacemen and everything.
Nice.
Fucking loved it. It was
so good. Yeah,
so good. And yet, I wouldn't ask for that now if there was an equivalent thing. Why? Why wouldn't I do that? Is it because I feel like I can't?
Last year, Liz's mum got me a Lego Star Wars set, unprompted. I didn't ask for it.
Nice.
And I was just like,
that's amazing.
I was just like, one day I knew you'd come. I was just like, thank God. And I could just build that, and I was so happy after. I was like, oh, good. I can just do that.
That's the answer, isn't it?
I think part of the problem is, it's like, just in general,
With life.
Yeah, just in general, in life, I can't ever... This is my problem now. This is me until I die. I just can't let myself enjoy myself. I'm like...
I know what you mean.
Any time I want to, like... You know, you think like, oh, maybe if I buy that thing, my life will be improved.
Yeah.
I can think of 100 reasons not to. Every time. It's like... Maybe I will buy that Lego spaceship just for old time's sake, and I'll build it. And then that little sensible voice in the back of my head goes, "I think you're just gonna have a spaceship, aren't you? What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with it?"
That's cool.
My voice kicks in late though. My voice kicks in after I've bought the thing.
Yeah.
And then I have it, and then it goes, "There's no time for that now, Nick. You must do your taxes."
Mine usually kicks in about 3 months after I've built it.
It's a regret voice.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't really need that, did I?
What have I done?
I just look at it, I go, didn't really need that. Never mind.
Which is why, and you know, it's like when you're a kid, and someone tries to tell you, they're like, oh, when you're older, you'll value experiences and like the people around you and good food. You'll appreciate these things more than plastic. I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
No,
what do you know?
Will never get better than these little bricks. And then, now I'm just like, just give me a nice week around Christmas where I get to see people and eat and drink.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've got 101 Game Boy games that I sometimes buy just because I'm like, oh, that looks really, really great, and I'm gonna play that game on my Game Boy, and then it'll go into my collection, and they're just there and they're unplayed. And my reasoning in my head is, when I eventually reach the point that everything is done and I have the free time, that's when I will. That's what they're for. But they're not for now. They're for that time. And that time, Nick, is fucking never going to come. Okay?
That time would have been this year, probably.
Probably, actually. I should have fucking got on it.
That is so profound and terrifying and sad, because I'm 100% with you. There is always this promised land. I kind of imagine, like, when I retire, I'll finally
I think I'm thinking it's retirement. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, it's Game Boy all the way, baby.
And by then, the irony will be you won't be able to like move your thumbs in such a way.
Yeah, but at that point, the Game Boy will be like an injection or something like that.
Exactly. I'll have an injection.
It'll just be wetware. You just kind of drink it.
Good morning, Mr. Angel, says the nurse. Good morning, Mr. Angel, says the nurse. Time for your Game Boy injection.
Are my holographic children visiting today? No.
No, we don't have the bandwidth for your hologram.
No, they died in the great hologram deletion of 2199, Mr. Angel.
Oh no! Play back the memories.
But my point
no,
here is...
don't!
Oh, go on. The point here is not to sound ungrateful, which I am doing.
Indeed.
But
yeah, a little bit.
My point is that, especially this year, I don't really care. Get me what you want. I'm sure I'll appreciate the thought that went into it.
So that was going to be my next question, though, Rev. Like, what do you actually want for Christmas?
Yeah, what do you want for Christmas?
Well, I've told you what my Christmas list is. Plus
yeah, but someone's already got those, probably. Like your sister.
Yeah, you know more than 4 people, so those 4 things have been claimed.
I genuinely... and we've said this already, I genuinely value the lunch over everything else on Christmas now. That's the thing I value most.
One year, Ali's dad got me a pack of sausages from France, because there are these amazing sausages in France that are like spicy.
That does sound shit.
No, it was fucking amazing. What are you on about? What?
Was it just like a sack of cold sausages?
It was just in a cling film punnet. It was fucking brilliant. It was all I wanted. I was like, yes, these sausages are amazing.
Oh, God.
What's terrifying is that I did live with you, and I know for a fact that if someone gave you a sack of sausages, you'd be so happy.
I really would. Especially those. Oh, Boise, they were good.
Jesus,
I was asked recently by Liz, because it's the only person I see anymore, what if you had to eat any food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I said sausages.
I think I can get on board with that.
I think it would be sausages if I had to pick one type of food or
That's
one
a really
food
hard
stuff
question.
to eat the rest
You
of
put
my
me
life.
on the spot now.
Yeah, go on.
It has to.
Are you defining
I'm
like?
asking you now.
Are you defining like? Does it have to go down to first principles? Is it like sausage, potato, egg, or is it like a meal?
Yeah,
and then
I think we're talking the former. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's going to be hell either whatever you choose. Like, even if it's your favorite thing, even if you could pinpoint what that favorite thing was, it will still be hell.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be a bit of a toss-up between bread, because I do really like bread.
Bread is good.
Bread, I'm talking all variations of bread you could include in that.
Okay.
Like,
bread's not
that's why
bad,
I said
then.
Sausages, because you could flavour sausages in a different way, couldn't you?
I guess, but I mean, they'd still be sausages.
They would, but that's just a shape, isn't it? Essentially a sausage.
So you're saying anything sausage-shaped would fall under that banner?
Yeah, I could make like a full English.
Or a courgette.
Just a full English of sausages.
A full English of sausages, but they're flavoured like the rest of the full English.
Oh, well, if that's possible, then I'll have a cheese sausage and I'll have a
exactly.
Wouldn't
the cheese sausage be phenomenal?
I'm pretty sure
they're real.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll probably have one of them then. I'll look that up.
Yeah, like those kind of creepy... Sausages. Yeah, those kind of creepy, like, American sausages. Like the classic hot dog sausages. You can get those with cheese in them.
Yeah, they're very good, actually. They're very good.
I'm not sure American
sausages sausages count. Are a really good call, because you'd have, like, frankfurters, and you'd have, like, bratwurst, and you'd also have sausage.
Yeah, but isn't, like, sausaging is a process. So, technically, you could put anything.
Yeah, but if I just wanted sausage meat, I'd have said sausage meat. I want sausages. I was very careful to say that.
What about veggie sausages? Would they be allowed?
They would, but I wouldn't recommend them.
I've had some good ones.
Oh, I've had vegan sausages. They're horrible.
If you were eating nothing but sausages, I'd imagine you'd need to throw in a vegan sausage every now and then. Otherwise, you'd be really backed up.
Yeah, you get sausage bound.
Oh yeah, I didn't really think it all the way through, if I'm honest.
I think you probably get anything bound though. If you just get bread all day, you get bread
without
bound.
Skipping a beat. I just said sausages. Didn't really think about the rest.
I know I never talk about the time I lived in Canada.
Oh,
but,
what?
This is only the second time this episode.
I was a big fan of the street dogs. You know, you get like the hot dog vendors, and for $2, which at the time was like £1, You just get like an amazing hot dog, all the
That's
works.
well good. Yeah.
You know, there's like a real and the guy's got like a little trolleys on a street corner. There's like a pot of relish like bolted to the outside of the thing, and it's really crusty, so you know it's good. And for some reason, when we visited Canada, Lucy was a bit weirded out by these and wouldn't eat them, and I was like, "You're missing out!" Like,
Yeah.
It tastes so good because there's so much grease and other people's
and street
whatever on them.
Yeah, and all the car fumes actually help sterilize the meat. So
exactly. Yeah,
it's well good.
No, I had a lot of those when we were in New York, and we were only in New York for like 4 days, and I think I had about 40.
Yeah, it's like double time.
I had to. I was like, Ali, we're going this way because I've checked the app, and there's a shit ton of hot dog guys on the way, and we're going this way, Alice.
I went to the Birmingham Christmas market a few years ago, and I'm not joking. I had 4 foot-long hot dogs.
You are a hero.
Bratwurst, Frankfurt, German sausage vendor, and I was just like, I'll have one of each. I think I'll just keep coming back.
They are the best things about Christmas markets, and I'm sad to say we're not getting that this year. But fuck, they're so good.
Yeah, I love a Christmas market.
Well, at this rate, it's a bit up in the air here in the UK as to what's actually gonna happen come Crimbo.
Who knows?
It's all a bit of a mystery.
Let's not try and guess, because otherwise we'll get upset.
If we do have to have a socially distant Christmas, we can get like a really long string of sausages. We could like enjoy them together, Lady and the Tramp style, across like a fence or something.
Like sausage across America.
We live close enough to each other that I think we could probably interconnect our sausage line.
Create a sort of 3-way web of sausage strings.
Yeah. That sounds good.
That's great.
Let's pencil that in.
Nick, just to go back to something very quickly, and not to kind of trespass on a very personal and special moment for you. But when you went to New York, isn't that when you proposed to your now wife?
Yeah, between mouthfuls. Yeah,
that's what I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm amazed you found the time. If I'm honest.
I can't believe you go, will you marry me? And then your stomach just goes.
Yeah, at the top of the Rockefeller building, I had a hot dog in each hand, and then I was like, oh shit, I need to get the ring out. And so I stacked them, double-decker style, and just temporarily, of course, I got the ring out, did the whole engagement whatever thing, got back on the hot dogs, mate. Like, whew, that was a break I didn't need, but I accepted because she's special. Yeah.
That's how you know.
That's how you know, because you'll put a hot dog on your other hand.
Yeah. That's how you know.
That's how you know.
I've got a hate.
I'll go on.
Go on.
My hate is big circle, Amazon's customer service. Smaller circle, other brands and their customer service.
Sure.
So you hate customer service?
A little bit.
Who specifically has wronged you?
Well, Jeff Bezos has wronged me quite deeply. He cut me good, old Jeff. So basically, Nick will know this, of course, because he's deep in the paint as well. But
well, not as deep as you, but yeah.
We've gone across to the dark side, Chris Ray, and we have been selling our card game on Amazon.
Yes,
Sandwich Masters.
Remind me the name of that card game for SEO.
Oh, that game. It's Sandwich Masters.
Oh, Sandwich Masters. Well, good. Well, that's the episode title for SEO.
Go buy Sandwich Masters now.
Hashtag
buy Sandwich Masters.
It's a great stocking filler. Really it's available on Prime.
Yeah.
So we've been selling Sandwich Masters on Amazon. And it's been a learning curve. It's been a lot to. We've made mistakes. We've got some things right. We've got some things wrong. But I know Amazon. We're a complicated company, but you're kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And by selling on Amazon, we've started making a bit of money from selling it, and it's wonderful. And it's going.
Does it? Yeah, it goes to the wider populace.
It's going well.
Yeah, we're selling in across Europe. That's going to get a bit more difficult soon. Thanks, Brexit. That's wonderful. And we are selling in America, so that's all wonderful because we worldwide are the only people selling Sandwich Masters officially. That's easy. That's great.
Because that's made it.
Bit.
We made it, and we own the trademark, and we own the brand, and
we own all
fine.
the stock.
We have all the stock, which is very good. So, what is a little bit complex is we also make some books. We make some comics and whatnot.
There's funny books.
Yes, I heard that. I heard the rumor.
Yeah, right. Now, other people have been selling my books on Amazon for quite some time.
Now, what do they stand to gain out of
money?
That? Do they?
Yeah. Well, they're making.
Like, do they sell it? Do they sell it for less or more?
They're selling it for less. They're selling it for less than I do.
But presumably, they bought it off you at a
yes. Yeah. So they're all secondhand. Yeah. So, but that's the thing about Amazon. There's nothing stopping you or any Tom, Dick, and Harry going on Amazon and going, I'm going to sell an iPod. You can sell anything. You can, and Amazon goes, all they care about is making sure that there's only one version of every product. So if you're selling an iPod, it wants everyone else in the world to know that this iPod is the same as the one that this guy in Singapore is selling, or the one in...
Yeah, well, it's always on a listing. There's a new and used section, isn't there? That says, these sellers are selling this iPod for 25% cheaper.
Yeah. The idea is that there's only one instance of every product in existence on Amazon, and anyone else who sells it all come in at different angles to that same single instance of it.
Yeah. So, what's been proving a little difficult is I said to myself, I said, you know what, John? I'd like to take a bit of control over my books, which are being sold on Amazon, because I'm
yes, that's it. That seems reasonable.
Thank you, and coming from an unreasonable man, that means a lot. So I was like, okay, so I'm the only person in the world who can sell new OG copies of these books. So everything else is a poor secondhand version.
Sure.
So I thought this will be super simple. So
easy.
Go to Amazon.
Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, well, I go to Amazon and I go, hey, I hold the trademark, so it's got to be simple, right?
This is my book.
So who are you? Yeah, who are you talking to at this?
Amazon has they have a service called Brand Registry. So if you have the trademark, you can go in and say, hey, Amazon, I want you to recognize that I, John, am the guy in charge of this thing. Other people are selling secondhand, but you're the original. And they went, yeah, sure, got it. Not a bother. I'm like, okay. So all I want to do, I don't mind that other people are selling it. I just want to make sure that the listing on Amazon looks as good as it possibly could. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And so I go, well, I'll just go in and edit the details. And you go, and it goes, thank you for requesting these edits. It should take 15 minutes. Okay. Doesn't work. So I can't do a thing. I'm like, that's a bit odd. So I try again.
Yeah.
It doesn't work either. And this has been going on.
So are you on like live chat with someone?
Yes, on occasion. I've done live chats. I've done phone calls. I've done emails. And so I've been trying and failing to. All I really want to do is update the image and add a description. I just want to say this is what it is. It's not much. And so I go, okay, it's not working. So I'll talk to someone on the old chat and all that. I tried to explain the problem, and they go, "Oh yeah, I can see that's very frustrating. I'm going to put you through to someone from our specialist, team. They'll get back to you." I'm like, "Okay, great."
That seems like the right course of action.
Okay, thank you. So I eagerly wait for their response, and then they get back to me, and they sitting by my computer, single candle, gazing out the window. And they go, okay.
The attic light.
Go away, ghoul. I'm busy. And
be gone.
Eventually, they get back to me and they say, okay, yeah, thank you. We understand your problem. We just need you to prove that you own these items. We need you to prove that you are who you say you are.
You wrote this comic, did you, John? You think you wrote a comic?
So I'm like, okay, well, that's a bit weird because I've just gone through the whole rigmarole of proving I own the brand. But fine. Okay, so they want like high quality images of the items, and they want like a web.
That seems suspicious.
Well, and they want like they also want like a link to a website where you are selling these items yourself. I'm like, well, I can do all of this. So you go through all this, and then they go grand, and then they go easy peasy. All you have to do is go in and edit the details. Thanks for calling Amazon. Goodbye, and then they close the ticket.
Sure, because they've helped. They've helped.
They go and it actually
they've done their job,
and it actually says like solved. It goes solved. Done it.
It's solved.
It's all done. It's fine.
Like, great.
Oh my god! And then of course there's no.
I reckon it's not going to have been.
It hasn't been solved because I've done it. I've done what I said. So I have to go through the whole process of raising another ticket, talking to another person, and they go, "Oh yeah, no, I can imagine this is really frustrating."
Oh, I can see what's happening. Yeah.
Tell you what.
Oh, I hate when they do that. I hate when any customer service do that. Oh, I understand. It must be so frustrating. I'll fuck off and solve it.
But they said, okay.
I don't need your fake empathy.
Yeah.
But they go, okay, I'm going to need to get the specialist team to contact you back. I'm like, okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, been here before.
They're very reputable specialist team.
So then it goes through all this, and then you get like a message back, and it's like Devin.
We solved it.
Devin, and he goes, I understand you're having trouble uploading images to your product. I'm like, well, that's not actually the problem. And he goes, this is very easy to resolve. Just click on your Devin. Product, click edit, and then click upload image. Thanks for contacting Amazon. Close the ticket.
Solved. Oh no,
Devon!
Oh no.
So I had to start trying to think like them, because
what you need to do is think like Chris Ray. That will help.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not proud of this. On a number, I've done it more than once. I have made Amazon compensate me for problems that didn't exist.
What's your secret? How did you do it?
I have ordered a product, and to be fair, it hasn't turned up when it said it would. To be fair,
okay, yeah.
But I've said, look, this was so important that it turned up on the earliest possible date because it was someone's birthday. It wasn't. Fuck it.
No, fuck it. No.
And more than once, and I'm not proud of this, I have secured an Amazon voucher to the value of around £50.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's something worth trying.
It's like, oh, do try it. Yeah, if you go on live chat on Amazon and say, oh, this was very important, it turned up when it said it would, they'll just say, oh, I can offer you a free voucher to the value of whatever. And I go, oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And then that ticket actually is closed.
I feel, you know, the idea that like the customer is always right. I feel that's what you've hit on, Chris Ray.
They're not.
I think from Amazon's perspective, if you're the customer, we're gonna bend over backwards to keep you happy. If you're a seller, you are scum.
Sure.
You are absolute scum, because Amazon has just made this so difficult. And the nearest I've got, and this is after going around the houses. Like, I've gone through this exact problem like 2 or 3 times now, and going, contacting someone and literally like crying on the phone and going like, I'm begging you. You have to understand that I've done this 5 times. Oh, sir, I can understand. This must be very frustrating for you.
I hate that.
I'm going to need someone from our specialist team to call me back. I'm like,
no.
do you?
Not Devon! Do
you really? Oh, marvellous. Right, great. And then I swear, like, the last one I had with them, I was like, I was like typing. I go like, I am begging you. I am telling you, whatever you were about to tell me to do, I have done it. I swear to you, do not tell me to go and upload an inventory file, because I have done that 3 times and it hasn't worked. And then they go, oh yeah, no, it seems really complex. Yeah, let's look into it. Yeah, you need to upload an inventory file. Thanks for So I had to start getting wise, and I thought to myself, okay, so I contacted them again, and I was like going, hey guys, this is really weird. Like, this is crazy, right? I've uploaded an inventory file, and it doesn't seem to be updating the item. What's that about, eh?
This is good, John.
And then I just kind of sit on my hands and wait, and they go silent for about 3 minutes. And they go, we're looking into it. I go, oh, sure, yeah. And they go, okay, well, this is weird. We're going to have to look into it a little further. I'm like, oh, do you? Do you really? Oh, please, yeah. Please give it your full attention. Anyway, this went on.
We're going to need you to upload an inventory file.
Yeah.
This went on for like a week. And
we need you to upload a file to prove you uploaded the inventory file.
Well, the thing is, there's been like a partial...
You take a picture of you doing it.
Yeah.
There's been like a...
topless.
Well, the point is, after me like losing my mind over this, there's been a partial success.
Oh, very good.
In that I contacted a marginally different team. I did a bit of Googling and found there were a few other people in the world who'd had this problem.
Nice.
And they were all saying it is horrendous. Like, it is, Amazon is so unhelpful. And eventually contacted a slightly different team, and we now have a description. We have a product description.
Hooray!
And I'm like, that's a half victory, and I'll take it.
But we have a better picture, don't you?
I'd love a better picture, but it's like I'll cross that. We'll cross that bridge in a while. So bearing in mind,
so just so I've got the story straight in my mind.
Yeah.
Basically, you are still selling on Amazon, but you're not happy with the quality of the listing because it was created by somebody who's selling an unofficial version.
It turns out Amazon has a thing where if somebody creates a listing and it's like a bit shit, the Amazon catalog team will go in and add like filler information.
Right, okay.
And then it is nigh on impossible to change that information. Even if like... And again, that's the thing. I was like banging my head against the wall going like, I am the trademark holder. I'm the brand holder. I am the only person in the world who can sell new copies of this item. I created it. I wrote it. And we manufacture it. And you will not listen to me when I'm telling you that like the cover is wrong. Anyway, so I'd been burnt by Amazon, and I was going like, this is the worst customer service in the world. Like, this is horrendous. And in that kind of emotional state, I got contacted by our web hosting provider for one of our websites, and I got a bill from them, which was a bit steeper than usual.
And not the right time to put your bills up, website provider.
Well, indeed.
Website provider.
I was like, that's just shrewd. So I contacted them and I said, why have you added like $100 to my bill this year?
You dicks.
And they said, oh yes, it looks like you've been bumped onto a slightly different level of
Does it? Was that Devon
protection.
By any chance?
Didn't ask for that though, John. So
well,
that's
no,
no problem,
and I said, well, I didn't ask for that. What's going on? That. And they said, oh yeah, no, it's been a bit of an error. It's been an error. It's a bug. We're correcting it, and we're refunding you now. And I'm like, oh, sure. And I remember telling people, going, this is how you do customer service. This is good customer service. I'm so impressed. And then she goes, actually, I'm so glad I've got you here. It turns out you're on a relatively pricey plan, and I reckon I could get you on a new plan, and you'd be paying practically half of what you're paying right now. What? And I was like, that's amazing. And I said, and will that definitely include everything I'm currently paying for? And she said, yes, 100%. Wow. It will include everything you're paying for.
Why, John, that sounds too good to be true.
And I thought to myself, well, Jeff has disgraced himself over at Amazon. He's done a terrible job. And I'm like, these plucky little troopers, they're showing that customer service isn't a dirty word. It's wonderful. So I said, you know what?
Oh, no.
Yes, I will. And I remember bragging and going, this is incredible. I called up to complain about a larger bill, and I've now saved myself about 50%. And with savings that good, I paid for twice as much. I can tell you. And I said to myself, I've ended up paying roughly the same amount as what I was paying, but for 2 years versus 1. And I'm like, this just makes sense. And then I was like, and I was so proud of myself. And then another bill arrived from them for like an additional $100. And I was like, hang on a minute. And I contacted them and I said, why have I just paid more? And this next person goes, oh yeah, you see, that's because this is for virus protection. It wasn't included. And I'm like, I was told quite, in no uncertain terms that it was. I thought I was paying for this amazing new package. And he goes, no, sir, it looks like you were misinformed. And I said, so basically, I called up to complain about a bill, and now I've ended up paying 5 times as much. And the guy was like, yes, it looks like you were.
It looks like that way.
It certainly looks that way, doesn't it? I go, well, that's not good enough, is it, son? And so the long story short is I went back to paying the original bill because the one I originally complained about being a bit steep
is actually the best offer.
Was actually the best offer because they managed to wrangle nearly another $200 out of me. It's insane.
You should have got me on that, John. You should have got me on that.
I think I should just never barter or negotiate for anything. I'm clearly appalling at it.
It just goes the opposite way.
I talked us out of a parking ticket, which was perfectly legitimate once. I was quite pleased with that one. I think I've told you that story on this podcast before. I'm not going to tell it again.
Yeah, the only thing I've successfully taught myself out of was a parking ticket once.
Yeah, I was quite pleased with that. I got a reduction on an orange juice once.
Why?
A reduction on an orange juice?
Yeah, well, I asked for a small orange juice. She gave me a large orange juice. I said, I didn't ask for that. And she was like, oh, I apologise. I'll charge you for a small one. I was like, thank you very much.
Wow.
No, I'm done.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You should put that on your CV.
Yeah. Oh, it's already on there. It's at the top.
It's at the top. Capital letters in bold.
I'm just gonna grab a beer. Are we moving on, or are we?
Oh no! Do you think? Do you think? Yeah. No.
Do you think?
Is there more customer service?
No, you go. I'll cover. We won't even notice that you're out.
You hold the fort, and no one will notice.
No one will know. No one will know.
So I could keep going on about customer services because I've had one other bad experience, which leads me to believe that I may just be a massive sucker.
Maybe it's you. Yeah, exactly. Maybe
I think they kind of saw me coming a long way. But anyway, that's my hate. Jeff Bezos and his Empire of Doom. Nick.
Hello.
What do you hate?
I have a hate. I hate being recommended stuff.
Okay.
Now I know there's 2 things here. 1, hey Nick, people are just being nice. They're just suggesting things that you might like. And 2, sometimes we do that on this show. And so I want to make it clear from the off that, when we do it on the show, I don't feel like it's charming.
It's charming. It's delightful. Yeah.
It's three young lads talking about things they love, and we're not really saying you have to like this, you have to enjoy this thing. It's more just like up in the air, like putting it out there in the world. But when someone comes to me and goes, "I've watched this show and I think you should watch it," I'm like, "All right," because I haven't seen it. And then, so my reaction is always very underwhelming when someone recommends something to me. So they'll be like, "Hey, Nick, I saw this show on Netflix. You'd really like it." Oh, okay. And then they'd be like, so then they up their game because they're like, they want to sell it to me and they think I'm not really getting it yet because my reaction wasn't particularly like exciting. So they're like, "Oh, oh man, the characters in it are like, oh fuck, they're so good." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." But I haven't seen it, so I can't say anything more about it because I haven't fucking seen it yet.
The thing is, I feel like the last time I kind of physically saw you before lockdown, I kind of feel that I was doing this to you. You
recommended me a show, yeah.
Yeah, and now I know that you were laughing at me from inside, behind your eyes.
This is actually the way Nick has chosen to tell you he doesn't want your advice.
This is my outlet. This is the only way that I can express myself. It's just that I don't know what to say is all. Like, the thing is, the difference with you, John, is that like the stuff that you like tends to be pretty close to the kind of shit I like. So generally when you recommend me something, it's all right. But it's
thank you.
It's when someone like maybe I don't know that well or they don't know me that well and they're like, "Oh, I just watched this," and it's like I'm never going to watch that thing. But they keep talking about it and I've got nothing to say because I haven't seen it. Like, if I've seen it, then yeah, let's have a fucking conversation about it. Let's rave about our, joint love of this thing. But if you, like, by all means recommend something to me, but then you're going to have to stop because I can't say anything. I can't go like, oh, really? Oh, what? What? Is there a dog in it? No. Oh. Okay. Does ice cream feature? No, it's not about. It's Chernobyl, Nick. It's a disaster. You know, I just don't know. I don't know what to say.
It's like somebody describing a really meaningful dream to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I wasn't there. I can't really.
Yeah, I don't really have what you. I think it's weird. I think it's kind of like a specific thing to me. Like it's because I don't. Fundamentally, I like the idea of people like thinking of me and suggesting something to me. I like that, but then I just find myself in a place of not really knowing what to say when they're recommending. You know?
No, on the other side of the coin, I think it's thrilling when you recommend something to someone and then they text you without you prompting them and say, "I really like that show you sent me. Thanks so much."
Yeah.
But how often does that happen?
Well, it happened to me this week, but it doesn't happen that often.
No.
I feel I was going on about the Netflix documentary, The Last Dance, for the better part of a year.
Yeah.
And when
you wore me down on that big time.
That was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
I was evangelical about it. I was like, no, you have to fucking watch this show. It's so good.
The best tip you gave me, John, was Wild Country. That was a good documentary.
Well, good.
Yeah.
The one I gave to someone was the American Barbecue Showdown.
Oh, you brought that up on this show.
Which I brought up in a previous episode, and I recommended it to someone, and they text me going, "It's brilliant."
I think there's
I was like, "Oh, you're welcome."
I think there's a difference between you going, "Hey, I watched this show, really brief, like what it is. You should check it out," and stopping there. That's fine. Yeah. But I think if you go on and make it into a conversation where you're continually talking about something I haven't seen, then I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. And the thing is that yes, John, you went on and on about The Last Dance, but every time you brought it up, you basically just said, "Oh, it's really good, you should watch it," and then you moved on. So it's like eventually I was like, well, he keeps bringing it up, so I'm going to check it out. And turns out it was fucking amazing.
Do you feel like the more successful and popular a thing is, the more
resistant I am?
Yeah, the more because like people keep telling me that like Critical Role is really good.
Yeah,
like as a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, Chris Ray.
Sure.
It's like football.
I've never heard of either of those things.
It's like football, but instead of a ball, you have a D20, 20-sided dice, and instead of like career.
I like the fact you said D20 before describing what that actually means.
Yeah, and instead of like cheering crowds of fans, you're kind of alone in your basement. But
it sounds very similar, actually. Now you say it like that.
Yeah, and Critical Role is massive, and by all accounts,
So what do they talk about on these podcasts?
Well, they play.
I don't want to get into it, but
okay.
No, but do they? I mean, more what my question was: are they making recommendations, or are they just playing?
No, they're playing a game. They're in character. They're playing.
That sounds shit.
They're rolling a dice. They're like, "I cast a fireball," and then you roll a dice. Oh, my fireball failed. Fuck.
Fuck it.
You're maybe not the key audience, I should say.
Maybe.
I'm not the demographic, really, am I?
But everyone keeps telling me it's absolutely brilliant. It's so fantastic, and the more they say it,
quite a lot.
Yeah, the more they say it, the more resolute I am that I'm never going to listen to it. And I'm sure if I did, I'd enjoy it.
That's the thing. That's the thing, isn't it? And the few times that I have caved to my stupid, irrational hatred of being recommended things, such as The Last Dance, I've been very, very impressed. and like discovered really, really great things. And it turns out most of the time the people are actually right. They do know what I'd like, and they are right. The thing was really, really good. And so I've got these two parts of me that are conflicting, where there's the angel on my shoulder that's saying, "Hey Nick, it's probably good though, because they're going on about it." And then there's the devil that's like, "You fuck off, sir. You fuck off.
You must resist the recommendation."
And certainly the more people say it, the more it starts to be like, I'm just not then. I'm just fucking not.
This might just be me and Lucy, and maybe just because we're getting older. But like, do you find yourself like you don't want to take risks anymore on the things you watch? Because I can feel like the constant, TikTok of time. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not 21 anymore. I've got to I don't
want to waste my time with something that might be bad.
I know. Yeah. And I've got to save every second. And the smart person's going oh yeah, it could be terrible, but it could be amazing. It could, you could be soaring with the eagle. And I'm like, no, I'd rather just watch another episode of Binging with Babish because I know exactly what it's going to be.
But
I know I'll like that.
Yeah, but that is so true because there's loads of shows that are great out there. That's undeniable. They're going to be amazing. When someone comes to you and recommends a show, it's not because they found some fucking hidden gem that no one else knows about. No, most TV is pretty fucking good, to be honest. So if I go down that hole, even a little bit, I'm just going to spend all my time watching fucking TV. I can't do that. So I've got to put a wall up. That's the only way I'm going to live.
I've got to be selective, otherwise it all falls apart.
I have to watch my cartoons, and that's it.
I mean, the weird thing is, I was thinking about the thing I was kind of recommending to you, Nick, which was the
what was it again?
The TV series Watchman from 2019.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, to be fair, I'm a fan of Watchmen already, so that wasn't really that. I didn't object to that recommendation.
And as it happens, it was in hindsight, now we've watched the whole series, it was a very weird recommendation because 2/3 of the series, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh.
Bit of a stinker at the end. A bit of a...
Oh, that's a shame.
Did not stick the landing. So I actually kind of
is that more disappointing?
The recommendation.
Yeah, is that more disappointing for you that you've invested so much time and enjoyed it, and then ultimately
even more
down? Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to think about that, really.
So you let yourself get hurt. You open the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's hurt you, Nick? Who's been pestering you?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
My brother can be pretty evangelical about things that he loves. And in his defense, he's just loving life,
He's enthusiastic.
He's enthusiastic, and he does have good taste in stuff. And he recently recommended something to me, and he sort of went on for a while, recommending it. And I just found myself thinking, I was just going, oh, cool. Yeah, oh, yeah. Okay, right. Because I haven't seen the show, so I don't know. But there is the angel on my shoulder that's going, you should probably watch that, Nick, because it's probably good.
Is he aware of this? Is he aware of your feelings, or is this the first time it's been kind of aired?
I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
I hope he does. God, we need the numbers.
We need the controversy. I have said in as many words before. One time I've said to him no, it sounds really cool, but I can't really comment because I haven't seen it. And then one time I had a solution with him specifically where I was like, okay, let's do a trade. I'll watch your thing if you watch something I suggest for you. And that actually seemed to kind of work. But I've watched his thing and he hasn't watched mine. So it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked at all. And now I'm angry.
I'm well aware that I think of everything I've ever recommended to my brother. I don't think he's ever watched a single one. So maybe I should just stop trying. Sorry, the cat is desperately attacking the door, trying to get in.
This is very unprofessional.
Or it's the ghoul.
You've had a phone call, you've had a ghoul, and now you've had a cat. Yeah. Maybe they're all the same.
All the big three.
Bradley, go away.
Maybe Bradley got into the act.
That sounds very middle class. Bradley, go away.
Bradley,
go away.
Please leave. Please leave the recording studio.
Bradley, there's quinoa in your bowl. Go away. I think he's left.
Lad.
Well, there we go. Who? I'm assuming you're done, Nick.
I am done, yes.
I'm assuming you're done.
I've raged.
Who has a love?
I have a love.
Oh, here we go.
And it sort of relates to what just happened, actually, funnily enough.
Oh yes.
You love recommending things.
I love recommending things to Nick, especially, but he never listens. No, with the cat. My love is narrating the life of my dog.
Okay.
So we all have pets.
We do. All three of us do.
We all have pets.
We do actually. Yes. I'd never noticed
increasingly so. I've taken, and so has Liz, to doing a voice for Daisy, which represents what we think she's thinking.
Oh God, I do this.
Thereby narrating her life. So she's actually in the room, so she might come over when I start doing this. But say she looks at me in a funny way, I'll go, "Oh, hello, Daddy. How are you today?" And I can't stop doing it, and I love it because I know what the dog's. I know more or less what the dog's thinking, more or less.
Well, that's
so we start narrating it, And in my head, she sounds a bit like Vicky Pollard off Little Britain. That's her voice in my head. It's like, leave me alone, Dad. You're so annoying. Leave me alone. Stuff it's just brilliant. And I dare say I'm not the only pet owner who does a little voice for their animal in their head.
No, I do it.
No, I do it.
There you go. See, exactly.
Yeah.
Except
you've got a little voice in your head that you imagine what the animal would sound like if it could talk English.
The thing is, though, you have a dog. And I would imagine that the fake voice you give your dog is generally much nicer than the fake voice I give my cat. Because
I imagine that Bradley could be a nasty little bastard when he wants to.
Yeah, in my fiction, Bradley is a little shit because that's very close to reality. Like yesterday, he did try to bite my wrist, and the only reason he didn't get through to the flesh was because I had my dressing gown on. and that's a good day. You know, that's just him going,
sure.
Yeah, you fed me. Yeah, you let me out when I wanted to go out. Yeah, you gave me the sweet, sweet medicine I need to keep me healthy and happy. And you keep the house warm and you keep me safe. But I'm going to claw your fucking eyes out because that's just how I feel right now.
But I go out and walk. I walk average like 3-4 miles with Daisy a day. And because I'm on my own with her, I talk to her.
Sure.
Like she's a person sometimes. And in my head, she's like replying, "Oh, yes, Daddy, I'm having such a nice time. Thank you so much for bringing me here." And it's like, I can't, it's getting worse, if anything. I can't stop.
This is how it begins.
Yeah.
Like we all mock our grandparents, you know, for being like weird and talking to the budgie, but this is how it begins.
Yeah. 100%,
yeah. But to be honest, I'm not ashamed of it, and if anything, I can't see it stopping, and it'll probably turn into a TV show at some point.
Yeah, we do it with Dumpy as well. Like we'll come into the bedroom like when it's time for bed, and she'll be sat on the bed waiting because she can predict bedtime now. And I'll just put on a voice, just be like, "Hello, mother. Hello, father. Good to see you've joined me in the bed."
You can't help it. No. You can't help it.
Is Dumpling polite when you're voicing her? Is she a pleasing presence?
Yeah, she is generally. Yeah. I'm guessing.
Is it just me then? Am I the only one who has like an asshole as a pet?
Well, you voiced it.
You're the only one who has a male pet.
That's true.
That is true.
That's the difference.
Guys are dicks. It's true.
Yeah, I've got an angry, surly, middle-aged cat guy. He's
literally.
You've basically invited a middle-aged man to come just live in your house.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Like the one in your loft.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, maybe it's Bradley. Maybe Bradley.
One of the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past Bradley.
Bradley is the
to be honest, to be the one switching the light on and off.
Ask him if it was him.
He'll go, "Fuck off, leave me alone."
No,
I don't want to talk to you at the moment.
I'm looking to the door, but no, he's gone. He's not here right now. He can't defend himself.
Okay, we'll get him on the podcast later.
We just do it all the time. She's like, "Oh, I'm off to bed now, Mummy and Daddy. I'd like to go out, please, now, Mummy and Daddy."
Does Liz do it?
I'd like more cheese, please, Mummy and Daddy.
She is. Yeah. I was like, "Oh, I'd like a cheesy, please, Mummy and Daddy. It's time for my tea, actually."
Does Liz do it?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, there you go.
I do it probably more than Liz, but Liz does it as well.
This is basically how couples start developing these weird kind of cranky little routines, and yeah. Maybe we all.
I can't. Me and Liz can't wait to move into the old people's home. We're going to run the table tennis league. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah,
we can't wait. It's going to be great.
My gran, my Welsh gran, my 9. She's recently moved into a care home, and I think she's taking great delight in terrorizing all the staff. Like it's mostly about like this tea is too hot. This tea is too cold.
Brilliant.
My fish is the wrong temperature. Like it's just
that's amazing.
This is meant to be like the prime. Yeah, this is meant to be the prime. You know, just relax. Like you've earned it. You've worked hard your entire life.
You're making drama for yourself.
So needless. Well, I've got love.
Go on.
I love the phrase and the process doing a toilette.
Doing a toilette?
Yeah, so like toilet, but it's fancy and continental, right? Because you put like an extra tea.
John, is your love doing a shit?
No. This is my thing, Chris Ray. No, because back in the day,
no. I think he's trying to think of something else.
He's like, no,
desperately scrabbling.
No, my point is that we live in a barbaric modern age where people do shits, whereas back in the day, in the Victorian period or the Edwardian period, people didn't do shits. They'd go like, I did my morning toilette.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's a certain romance to it, like a certain.
But they did still like heave over the ceramic bowl and like and spatter.
Are you talking about a false majesty around toilet etiquette? John?
I just mean like manners, civilization. You know, these are lost arts, and I'm just saying there was a certain poetic nature to a day where you could say, you know, you and your butler, and you could say like, I did my morning toilette.
And there was blood in it.
Assisted by Carruthers, you know. And it was a very like all-encompassing phrase. It would cover like your shit, your shave, brushing your teeth, you know, kind of washing. It was everything. It was a process. And now it's like, oh, I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to go have a gnarly shit, you know. And
I'm just going to pinch one out.
I'm going to go,
got to go pinch
heave out a douche. Deuce.
Got to go pinch out a teddy bear's arm.
I'm going to go blast a dookie.
Just need to go get impaled on a clay tree for a second.
Just going to lay some brown cable.
My favourite one's so simple. It's just, I'm going to go shit out a poo. I don't know why I like that one so much. I'm going to go shit out a poo.
I'm going to go shit out a poo, mate.
I feel we've.
So what do you? Is that how you address the matter in your house then?
No, and I you know, no, and even if I did, even if it was like the, excuse me, darling, I need to go attend to my morning toilette. I think it would still be smash cut to just absolutely punishing.
My dad used to call them bigs. So it's like, I'm going for a big. He'd just shout that across like through the house. I'm going for a big, like that, and then he'd do his big, and it would be like, oh, don't go there. I've done a big in there. It's gonna smell for a while. And then he would refer to because this was when me and my brother were very young. Ours were called biggies, but his was a big.
Oh my god, that's such a passive-aggressive way of establishing dominance in the house.
He established dominance with
it's a very tribal. It's a very tribal thing, isn't it?
How big's your shit, boy? Small, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know how big mine is? Fucking colossal. So, who's in charge?
As wide as it is long, like
it's like a cube.
I'm going to take the opportunity to discuss toilet humour for a moment.
Oh, please.
I will. When do you remember? And would you be willing to talk about?
Oh no!
The first time you broke wind in front of your partner. Do you remember? First of all,
I don't know if I can remember the.
I remember exactly when and where I was.
I know. It took me about 8 years to feel comfortable.
I have a feeling I did it the very first time I ever met Alice. So
nice.
There's that.
Did you do it as you were like shaking her hand or kind of like kissing her?
I've just got to get this out of the way now.
Hello, nice to meet you.
I'm so sorry.
I remember when I did it. We were at a wedding, the wedding of Will Train, friend of the show.
Oh right.
And we went back to the hotel room, and for a moment, I just forgot where I was. Like, I shut the door in the hotel room, and normally, at the end of the night, because I've been at an event, and I don't want to fart at the event, I'll just let it rip. And yeah, it was a bit like that. And my God, did it rip. And then I just went, oh, shit. And fortunately, Liz laughed when I did it, so I was like, oh, I'm all right. Happy days.
Safe.
It's funny you bring up our mutual friend Will Train's wedding, because I remember the night before the wedding, we were all staying in his house, and we'd all said our goodnights, and all the couples had gone to their little rooms. And I went to the bathroom, and I remember shutting the door, sitting down, and I let out a bit of a fart, and I just hear from Chris Ray's room across the room, I just hear like a meh.
That does sound like something.
Like the walls were paper thin. We were basically having a conversation. I'm like, I need like either a few inches of lead or like several meters of concrete between me and the surrounding world. Like I need privacy when I do my toilette. So yeah, there's nothing more obstructive than hearing like a human being like breathing nearby.
Yeah, that doesn't help the situation. I'll give you that.
That doesn't put you off. Nothing will.
Yeah. No, but no, I can't really. I don't really have that magical moment, kind of like imprinted on my brain.
Sorry, John.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing out.
What? No, what are you doing at the moment? On camera at the moment, John's just stuck a pencil in his ear.
I'm scratching my ear.
Now I've got an itchy ear. Oh, I've got love.
You guys. Oh, all right. Nick's got love. Yeah.
I've discovered something which I think could unify, like the video game love that John and I have, and the sports love that Chris has.
Okay. This is FIFA 97.
It's not that. No. Although that would be quite a good one. It's a sport I've discovered called Hado.
Oh.
And it's basically a physical sport that is both a video game and a sport at the same time.
Okay. How do you spell it?
Hado. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hado or Hado or Hado.
Hado.
It originated, I think, in Korea. But basically, it's like two teams of, I think, 3 people in a court, a small court size space, kind of like the size of a badminton court. And they wear VR headsets. But the headsets allow them to see, so it's like an AR, so it's like augmented reality. So they can see the place they're in, but then also there's an overlay of stuff that isn't there, but is there in the game, right? Okay. And you're essentially throwing kind of projectiles, kind of like balls, but the balls aren't real. And you're throwing them, you're trying to hit the other team. And you see whether or not your balls or whatever connect through your special glasses that you're wearing. But you're running around in actual space trying to avoid these virtual balls that people are chucking at you. There you go.
Oh, I'd play that.
Yeah, and I'd play that. And I think me and you, Chris, would play that. And we would both be getting separately different things out of it, but both having fun. And that's really all we want.
How on earth did you discover this? Because this is the most Nick thing I've ever heard.
You know what? I don't know. I think YouTube just recommended me a video of a tournament of it. And I was just like, and the video is really funny because like it cuts to just like footage of what the audience can see. And it's just people running around in a court with weird glasses on their face going, and then they're like dodging stuff.
I bet for the audience it probably looks amazing.
But then they have a screen above and they can see all the virtual shit that obviously like you can see. But like if you're just looking at the action, it just looks like a load of people just like going, and then rolling to the side or whatever.
I feel the big problem here. This sounds amazing, like on paper, but you go, oh yeah, it's great. I'm gonna be like a VR trooper. I'm gonna be in the Matrix. I'm gonna do it. And honestly, the moment I start moving my body, I suddenly remember like, oh no, this is
oh no, my bones. Yeah, I mean,
I'd be so self-conscious of people just thinking, what an idiot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just filming the real thing and just go, here are some people playing Hado.
Well, look it up on YouTube and watch some footage.
I will,
because you can see that very thing that you're picturing, and it is quite amusing. But they do a very good job of overlaying like the virtual stuff onto the real stuff, so that you can actually see what they see. And it looks pretty fucking cool, actually.
What if I was like weak and doughy? And I was kind of like ashamed of my body. Yeah,
Sure.
When it came to doing that physical exertion, I was like, I'd rather not. Could I sit in a corner with a Game Boy and achieve much the same effect?
I am afraid no. I think you would probably lose, and you would bring your whole team down as you went.
See, this is why I'm glad the Kinect died. When they're like, no, move your body. Your body is a controller. No, my body is a tortured slab of meat. I just want to lie on this sofa and move my thumbs. You cannot make me dance.
My body's broken.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think this is marketed at gamers, but also I don't think this is marketed at sports players either. That's the beauty of it.
It's for nobody.
It's for no one. No one wanted this. No one asked for this.
It's aimed at none of the demographics.
So
I'm looking at a video now while we're talking on silent.
There were 3 roles.
Ridiculous.
They all look ridiculous. Yeah, there were 3 roles apparently. There's assassin, and you're the one who does most of the attacking of the other team, right? Then there's technician. Don't really understand what they do. And then there's defender, and they can put up shields in order to block incoming projectiles, right? So, John, if you want to just be, like, wheezing somewhere, you could just take up a position on the court, put a shield up, wheeze for a bit. So there you go. There's that.
Amazing. Like, I sometimes words genuinely fail me. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
What I'm getting at, basically, is that there's 3 of us.
Oh, I see. So
there's a Hado World Cup here.
Yeah, there's a UK
6 hours 12 minutes long.
What?
The video. It's obviously a YouTube live tournament of this particular sport.
There we go. We can watch
it.
It's
6 hours long. This video.
How does one?
If you've got a spare 6 hours.
Yeah.
How does one become a Hado? How does one?
A Hadist.
Hadoist.
How does one?
Hadoist. Yeah.
I have no idea. I guess you have to go to some elite academy, maybe a dojo at the top of a mountain or something, and train with a dragon for a bit. I don't know. Don't know.
Swallow this floppy disk. I don't want to.
only then will you be strong enough with Hado.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's a sack of SD cards. I want you to lick every single one.
There's a great promotional video for Hado, which features like it makes it look way cooler than it actually looks, obviously. And it's like there's like different teams. There's like a breakdancing team, and then there's like this sort of like kind of team, and they're all wearing like corporate suits and stuff. And then there's the classic Japanese schoolgirl team. And then in the comments underneath the video, it's just like, no one would go up against them. They would clearly lose. But yeah, so they're all like flipping in the air and shit.
I was going to say, so do all the players appear to have a degree of physical fitness? They all look...
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
Definitely. Yeah, this isn't one for your standard basement dwelling gamer, shall we say.
Well, it is fantastic to know. It is fantastic to know that another avenue of pleasure has been closed in my life, because no, I will never touch this.
I think it's undoubtable that the 3 of us will never play Hado, because I think just the expense of the equipment is probably beyond anything we were talking about what you want for Christmas, Chris. Well,
we get that for
Christmas. You can't. I think it's too expensive. Like, we've got a mortgage. We've got a fucking mortgage to pay.
Do you have to wear a Tron-esque lycra onesie?
100% you do. And it has to be fully, like, shows every contour, you know.
Everything.
We want to see every crevice when you play Hado. That's part of what the crowds come for. It's the crevices. The HD crevices. But yeah, I just thought we could bring us all together, unify us on something. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Sure. We can't play it.
Sure.
Exactly. See?
I feel we're all much closer as people now.
Well, here's a question.
We're quite far apart.
When next we meet, we 3, we will technically the UK lockdown will have ended. Well,
there is no lockdown. It's a myth.
You mean I barricaded the doors for nothing? Oh, well, yeah. Maybe we'll be in the room again when next we do this. I don't know. Maybe, but okay. Well, until that magical moment when we can, experience and smell each other once again. What do we think won, love or hate? Love.
Did you just say love, John?
I said love, yeah. Nick, set us free.
I'm gonna say love, because I think I did great work today, bringing us all together. I think I did really good work, and I chose the love specifically for that reason. So I'm gonna have to pick love. Yeah.
And that's good, because that validates doing a toilette.
Exactly, and I like the idea of doing a colossal shit. I mean, a toilette.
So that's my challenge to you, the listener. The one, we know who you are. When
Both
next you would go and have a gnarly shit, don't do it with style. Do a toilette and announce it to the room.
Hey kids, do a toilette.
Should we very quickly say, like, as an actual kind of like business point of view, should we send out a massive thank you to Harry, aka YouTube superstar Deep Blue Ink?
Yes.
For the amazing animation.
Yeah.
The show called Hate animation, which
it makes us look funnier. It makes us look funnier than we are.
If you haven't seen it, go to YouTube, go to the show called Hate. Go to Deep Blue Ink on YouTube.
Yeah.
And see his show called Hate video where he animates us to a clip from a recent episode It is very good. He's done a smashing job.
It really is. And I've always felt that, you know, on our best day, we're kind of like moderately entertaining.
Maybe less.
And he's definitely kind of bumped us
at best, yeah.
And Harry's animation, which, you know, incorporates his own humor, has kind of bumped us up to maybe like somewhat entertaining. Yeah. Like he's really elevated our game.
The top end of medium, I'd say, probably now, which is cool. Which is really, it's a massive upgrade for us, which is great.
And I
certainly enjoyed the video a lot more than I enjoyed the initial conversation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like,
and the show in general, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean like these 73 episodes we've now recorded together have been like a form of living hell, and
we get through it though. We get through it.
Yeah, like out of spite more than anything now at this point, and it's nice that something good has finally come out of this this horrible experience.
So don't let it go to waste, please. If you haven't seen it, go check it out because it really is what the one thing you need to see really when it comes to a show called Hate. That's really it. So
yeah, forget the rest of it.
Well, working on the assumption that we may have gained some new listeners following the release of that video,
that would be amazing.
This could be their very first episode, and I know they're going to demand and expect the highest in terms of a sign out. So, how are we going to do it? Do we go back to the classic that we've done so many times before?
Let's do the one we did in the first episode. That'd be good. And then,
let's do what we did for episode 17. 17 was a good one.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. 17 was good. What about 38?
Oh, 30. Okay, I tell you what. I'll do a combo. I'll do the bass line of 17, and you can come in with the melody from 38. How about that?
Sure. Oompa loompa doobity doo. I'm gonna make a chicken for you.